Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop Miami, Season 3, I think it is, Episode 1. I was just like, oh, God, this show is back. The only reason why I'm excited is because the Puerto Rican princess is here, and she wasn't even on this episode until the very, very end. They could have kept that shit. But I'm going to try to give it a chance. I'm telling you, though, when I was looking at the show, and it's all the same characters that we couldn't stand last season. They all back this season. I was like, you gonna bring them all back, Mona? I mean, they all back. Plus, they look like they done added some one girl's name was Hood Rat. I mean, bitch, just say what it is, I guess, but she wasn't on this episode too. But I was just like, oh God, this season is really going to, if it goes any way that this opening one did, it's gonna get on our nerves pretty quickly, I would imagine. But I'm gonna give it a chance, y'all. I'm gonna give it a chance. So let's get to it, shall we? So Trick does the opening monologue, which I guess I wasn't really surprised about that. I mean, he is the biggest star, relatively speaking, on the show. So yeah, Mona gave him that job. And like I said, it looks like the same people are back. I was just like, the show actually opens with the funeral of Trina's mother, which just made me so sad because I just, her mom died from cancer recently. And you could tell that Trina was heartbroken about it. Even at that funeral, I knew exactly how she felt. Sometimes when you be in that mode, you want to just scream, but you can't do that because we're at a funeral and everybody's trying to act like they got some sense. But she was so, you could just tell my heart just went out to her. And pretty much all of the people, her friends from the show, they were all there trying to be supportive for her. So that was good to see. But of course she's grieving and she's depressed and she's angry, which I can relate to. I went through, a lot of angry emotions. And, Trina, when she's not even going through something like this, is she goes from 0 to 100 real easily. So this is going to be I think this is going to be a difficult season for her. So she's talking to Joy and she's just saying how, she don't even know she can do music anymore because, her mom is not here. Mom heard her last music, and she just don't feel like she can even put anything else out because her mother won't even be there to hear it anymore. She probably won't feel like that forever, but again, I can understand. But on top of that, she mad at Julian, which used to be her remember he was her, I don't know if he was a manager or what, but he worked with her. Well, he must have been a manager if he had access to this money. So he had evidently $300,000 of her money, that somehow, I don't know what happened to it, but she's saying that he took it. And evidently producers weren't paid, and the shit got so messy that she ended up having to take the album that she put out. She had to end up taking it off of the streaming thing and all of that because it was all this legal shit going on with paying her producers and doing all of that. Okay, the business side of it. So she's frustrated. She's angry about Julian. She would sound like she want to beat his ass. She's upset with herself for being distracted, but her mom was sick and she feels like he took advantage of her while she was trying to take care of her mother. So we are going to see quite a bit of drama, I believe, with this Julian boy. And he has been a pain in everybody's ass pretty much the whole time that the show has been on. So it's interesting that they continue to keep him around. Now let's talk about Amara la Negra. Y'all thought I forgot that. I call her that. I mean, that's her name. Same lassie talk. Oh my God, I bought a dream house. She doesn't sound like that, but she does sort of sound like that, you guys. She did buy her dream house for her and her mother. Every time I see her mother, every season her mom looks different. This season is no different. I was like, is that her mother? Okay, she looked so matronly and old the first season, but honey, what some money will do for you? Okay, so the mama looks totally different. Still looks like a mama, but just not the mama that we saw at the beginning. So the mama's there, and Amara la Negra is there, and she's got a new boyfriend, okay? And I think his name is oh, I don't remember his name. It's some initials. I'm gonna remember it in a minute. It's gonna be further in my notes, but I don't feel like looking for it. But yeah, she's got this boyfriend, and she said that they met out one night, and a couple of months later he moved right on in. I said, girl, don't tell nobody else. What the fuck he do? Why he just moving on in? And then why the nigga walking around the house in a towel? Okay, your mama is there. Have some fucking respect. Now, if your mama ain't there, he want to walk around in this towel, he just got out of the shower or whatever, that's fine. But please don't have... So when he came in the kitchen and the mama was like, you know, in Spanish, but saying, you need to go put some fucking clothes on, you know, I'm just like, this is common sense. See, when a man don't have common sense to know that you supposed to have some fucking clothes on, something's wrong with you. So I got my good eye on him. But, you know, Amara la Negra tells him, babe, go put on some clothes. You know, your ding-a-ling is out and all of this. And he says, okay, you know, he was just playing, y'all. He was just joshing for the camera. So he goes in the room, and Amara la Negra, she goes in there and she joins him. He tells her how much he's there for her, and she's like, you know, she just really feels like she's got to get serious with her music. I thought she was serious with her music before, but she's really feeling like, you know, for whatever reason, her music is not picking up. I honestly have to tell you guys, I thought that this girl would have been on from the first season. Now, it's the third season, and she is still crying the same blues of how her music is not getting picked up and all of this and all of that. And I was just like, well, maybe she just ain't the superstar that we thought that she was. I mean, it happens. It happens. I honestly didn't think that she would have this issue. I mean, she does well enough, I'm sure, because of the show, but I thought that she would have been on a whole different level by now. And apparently not. So she's really concentrating and dependent on this Julian boy. Okay. And I already told you that Trina got the people looking for him for her fucking money. She's dependent on him to really help her out. So, like I said, Julian is going to have some troubles this season. Now, we see Trick. And honey, I don't know who Mona paid, you know, but she went out and found this Nikki Natural to act like she is Trick's girlfriend. Now, not trying to say that Trick can't get him no woman. And she ain't no bombshell or nothing like that. She not ugly or whatever, but she's a young girl. And I'm just like, girl, why would you be fucking around with Trick? You know, he's... Okay, let me not talk about these people, because Rocky love. I want motherfuckers to all be in love, okay? And we know that Trick is going through this divorce supposedly with Joy. So, I mean, if he want to be with Nikki Natural and Nikki Natural seem to be okay with him, then fine. We find out that Nikki Natural is celibate. I said, okay, now that makes way more sense. Because he might be a cool enough character. He might be a cool enough personality where you could just sit down and have a good time with him. If you ain't got to fuck him, honey, that makes the time way more easier to deal with. You ain't got to look at this nigga over you just sweating and, you know. Stop. So she's celibate, and Trick said that normally he don't be waiting around for no woman to be fucking and all of that, but you know what? He seems to like this Nikki Natural, so he gonna see if it goes anywhere without them introducing the difficulties of fucking. Now, what about this divorce? Like I said, he was like, please don't talk to me about my divorce. That's really not her place. But I guess if she's trying to move forward, there ain't nothing wrong with maybe kind of asking every now and then. But you know what? Trick ain't really trying to divorce Joy, so he don't really want to talk about it. He just says that her lawyers are pain in the ass and they can't seem to get anywhere. If you want to get the divorce, you'll get the divorce. Now, he has this restaurant called Sundays, and Sundays is about to open, and he's excited. Supposedly, Trick is real popular down there in the Miami area, and his restaurant, you know, they say his food is good and all of that. Now, he do look like he can cook. You know, some niggas just look like they can cook. He do definitely have that look on him. But he says that his restaurant is doing well. He's got all of these people down there working for him, including what was our boy's name? The other one that worked for Trina. And he got into the big fight with Bobby and all of that. What is his name, you guys? Alvin. Alvin even works at Sundays. I said, what a step down, okay? We even see that Chaotic, okay? Lil Duval's side boy. He's also still on the show. So I don't know if he's been delegated to a lower position. He didn't really say much, but we did get a chaotic, sighting. Also at Sundays is Amara La Negra and her boyfriend. And we find out actually that her boyfriend is Bucky and her hair's brother. Okay. So now it makes a little bit more sense. And she says her and Bucky and her hair, they got really, really close even after they had that drama last season. And so that is kind of how she ended up with the brother. Bucky and her hair says she considers Amara La Negra her sister. And they did get over that hump, with Jojo. And Bucky and her hair still has a whole bunch of problems with Jojo. Amara La Negra, she did have problems with Jojo, but she's decided that, she kind of ready to move on. It was silly, even though that shit that Jojo pulled last season, talking about the roots and all of that, and acting like she had to go home to Colombia or wherever she was from so that they can... Bitch. I'm just mad at the stupidity of it all. So I was just like, ain't nobody got time to be sitting down fucking with Jojo, But Bucky and her hair, she says that her and Jojo didn't even have no problem until she tried to get with her man. And then after that, that's when the problem came about. But she can't get with the idea that Amara La Negra wants to get past it. Amara La Negra is telling... she's telling her that was yesterday. I'm really trying to move on. And Bucky and her hair was like, well, if you do that, then I'm going to be upset. I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to be mad because what kind of loyalty is you supposed to be my sister? No, I'm not supposed to be your sister. I'm your friend. Okay. I'm your grown ass friend and I'm a grown woman and I can do what the fuck I want to do. That's what Amara La Negra was trying to tell us, but she don't really tell Bucky and her hair that. So she let Bucky and her hair go on and on about all that and get emotional and everything. But as far as Amara La Negra is concerned, she is going to try to mend this friendship. We see Joy. Joy is there as well. And Joy is starting to be different. She was so much quieter the first season. Second season, you could tell she was coming out of that shell a little bit. This third season, I believe Joy is completely out the shell. Okay? Very open and talks and says how she feels and all of this. While she's at the event, Bucky and her hair was like, does she know that Trick has this girlfriend, Nikki Natural, and that she's here? And they were like, I don't think she knows. And so Bucky and her hair, even though she got a problem with Joy, and Joy seemed to have had a problem with Bucky and her hair, even though Joy said she don't feel that way no more. It was like, that was stupid because you wasn't even with what the boy name is from Slick Ricky, pretty Ricky, Slicky Ricky. The fuck is the name of the group? But so that was stupid to begin with. So Bucky and her hair was like, Joy, let me talk to you for a second. Okay. Trick got a girlfriend and she's here. And Joy was just like, oh, well, that's fine. I mean, if he got a girlfriend, she kind of makes a face. And then that's fine, because that means he's gonna be out of my business. But she is a little bit concerned. The girl, Nikki Natural, she is over there with Trick, and then she says she's going to go and introduce herself. And Trick says, that's fine, because anybody that's family, everybody got to get along. I can't do Trick's voice. It's like it's from out of this world. But she goes over there, and she introduces herself. I thought that everybody there was very rude. Bobby, of course. I mean, we expect these things, I suppose, but... Now, the girl is with Trick. Whether or not y'all like the girl or not, or know her or whatever, I thought it was big of her to go over there and introduce herself. That was kind of walking into the lion's den, okay? Especially with the wife, not even the ex being there. So she goes over there and they're like, so it don't make you feel funny that, he's still married and this is his wife? And she was just like, well, I mean, they supposed to be getting a divorce. And Bobby was like, well, I feel like Trick is still in love with her, and this proof is obvious and da-da-da-da-da. Are you really telling this girl this? You really could have started a fight. But this Nikki Natural girl, she ain't obviously that ignorant where she would have started fighting with Bobby and all that. She just kind of sat back and listened. And some of it might be she was overwhelmed, might have been intimidated some. But, it's just like, y'all... Trick didn't even say nothing. He thought it was all funny. And like I said, Trick don't want to be with Joy, but he don't want Joy to be with anybody else, okay? He always wants to be tied to her. So any woman that acts like they trying to get with Trick Daddy, just know you're going to have to deal with her too. Now, Jojo, like I said, she's back on the show. I was just like, oh my God, why is she back? Nobody likes her. Nobody likes her, but maybe Mona is trying to give her a chance to redeem herself, because she does that sometimes. Evidently Jojo said she lost everything. She lost her relationship, she lost her business, her relationship with her dad was fucked up, and then she all of this she lost. Okay, her friendship with Amara La Negra, and she was in a pretty dark place, and now she just wants to move forward and fix the things that she's messed up, maybe made some bad decisions, maybe did some wrong things. So now she's trying to get better. Okay, tucked her tail, or should I say her little piggy swirl thing on the back. Can you tuck that? She's trying to come correct. Now, she's got a second chance because she's evidently got some sort of thing going with Tommy Hilfiger. I wasn't really clear on exactly what it was, but it's a big deal for her, okay? And Tommy Hilfiger is a name that we all know, so I guess that would be a big deal. So she's having some sort of event, and Bobby Lights comes, even though he had all that drama with her last season, too. All of a sudden, Bobby Lights is everybody's friend. He was mad at Amara La Negra last season. Now they're friends this season. He's mad at Jojo last season. Now he's friends with her again this season. So he's telling her how epic this is and all this and yada, yada, yada. Tells her, though, that Amara La Negra is looking to kind of talk to her and make up with her, or just have a conversation maybe. When she says she's willing to do that, even though Bucky in her hair might be a problem, she can't worry about Bucky in her hair right now, okay? Yeah, she'd be willing to talk to Amara La Negra. I don't know if I told you guys that Amara La Negra was having a release party for a song that she was putting out. She really needs this song to do well, or they won't play it on the radio. So she's having a showcase or an event or a first listen party or whatever you want to call it. And, she's invited her usual suspects there. Pretty much all the same people that I told you that was that Trix thing. They all at her thing as well. Trina's there. Bucky in her hair is there. Bobby is there. And of course, Bobby tells Bucky in her hair that Jojo is coming. Now, Bucky in her hair is very upset about this. How you supposed to be my sister and be loyal, and you've invited this bitch after I told you that there's a problem? Okay, again, Amara La Negra was like, you know what, Bucky in her hair, I can't do this with you today. Now, this is my event, and it's all about Amara La Negra. Not about Bucky in her hair having a meltdown over a nigga that didn't even really like her, and she's just so upset that Jojo was fooling her. And then it was very clear that he didn't even really like Jojo. You watch the show, you going through all of this for what? I'm telling you, that Bucky in her hair is so childish. Okay, I will never understand why she shoots herself in her own foot every season. Girl, you don't have to be this way. I have told this speech 1,000,000 times, okay? So I'm not going to even say it again. But she gets so upset, yelling at Amara La Negra, and it's just like, why would you invite that bitch? And I already told you how I feel and how mad she makes her and all of that. And like I said, Amara La Negra was like, well, you're going to be over here mad by yourself because I got a job to do. And well, Bucky in her hair is so upset that she starts crying and she has to leave. I said, you really had to leave, Bucky in her hair? So that's one problem. The other problem is Julian is there. Remember, I just told you guys that Trina's there. And Trina is pissed about her $300,000 damn dollars. So Bobby, okay, carrying the bone, of course, he tells Amara La Negra that Trina got a problem with him because he took a whole bunch of her money. All right, and I know he working with you and everything, but this is a problem. Amara La Negra was not privy to this information. She had no idea. All she knows is that he's been there for her the whole time. I mean, even when she was kind of homeless, or not homeless, but just didn't, he gave her a place to sleep when she needed, and this, that, and the other, and he's only been there to help her. So she can't even imagine this other Julian that they talking about. So she got to think about Julian, and then Jojo walk in, okay? And, Jojo's looking hopeful. Like I said, she can't worry about Bucky in her hair, but maybe this thing with Amara La Negra can get fixed. And so she tells her, I think it's just gotten to a point where we can now have a civil conversation. You said things that hurt me. I said things that hurt you. We both were upset with each other. Probably we both said and did some things to each other that we shouldn't have done, but I just want to apologize. So then Amara La Negra, she has her moment. Yeah, I thought about what we did, and I thought that I wanted to be friends with you, but now I've had a change of heart. You done invited this girl down here to tell her that you still not her fucking friend? I was just like, see, this is what the fuck I'm talking about, Mona. Bitch, you not gonna have us with this mess this season. Amara La Negra is so sensational. Like, you had to do all of this So now I'm not going to be your friend. Jojo was just like, okay, so we're not friends now. Why am I here then? I said, girl, I don't know. But yeah, Mara Negro tells her that you wanted to be friends now that the season has started, but you had plenty of time to talk to me and say sorry over the season break, when we were all, around each other, and you didn't do it then. Now you just want to talk because you want to be on the camera with me and all, basically saying, bitch, you cloud chasing off my shit. Okay, and because of that, no. So I was like, well, I guess Bucky in the hair will be very happy to hear this. I guess maybe Amara la Negra wanted it to happen in front of Bucky in her hair, but the bitch had then ran off crying, so she don't know about any of this yet. Anyway, she gets up there and does her Rumpelstiltskin song. It was some ba-rum brum brum ba-rum brum brum. I just wrote Rumpelstiltskin in my notes because I was just like, what is... the song wasn't even all that great to me. I've heard her sing much better songs on this show, but she does that. And then when she finishes, we realize, Trina realizes that Julian is there. She was just like, okay, this ain't really gonna be the time or the place. Okay, but she definitely got some words for Julia. All she knows, that motherfucker better not say shit to her at this event. Trick Daddy was like, I know he better not. I'll knock his ass out. Of course, Bobby goes over there to instigate. Okay, so we gonna see what happens with that, because then all of a sudden it goes out to the streets of Miami, and it's dark and it's sexy and it's lights and everything, and the camera's panning down the street, and Trick Daddy is talking about, whatever the fuck he talking about, what it takes to be in Miami, to live in Miami or whatever. And then it pans over to this high-rise apartment building. Then we hear the voice, you guys. I know I got a lot of haters, but it ain't nothing that the Puerto Rican princess can't handle. I'm back, bitches. Did you miss me? And she turned around like this. All in the camera. I said, there go my bitch. There go my bitch. All right, rock stars, that is it. Let me get off of here. It is hot as fuck in this car, and I'm running in the subway, and then I got to take it on back to work. You guys, make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.